Hey everyone, it's Tomek from Soccer Bedtime Stories. I'm so glad you found us here. Before the story starts, I wanted to ask you a favor. Soccer Bedtime Stories is an independent podcast made possible by listeners like you. If you are a returning listener, I would like you to consider joining Soccer Bedtime Stories community by becoming a member. You can click on the link in the podcast description or by visiting soccerbedtimestories.com. For as little as the cost of a coffee per month, you can ensure that the show continues and remains ad-free and accessible to fans all around the world. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy the story, and I hope you reach out on Instagram and My Soccer Bedtime or at soccerbedtimestories.com. I hope you enjoy this story. Sleep well and dream big, soccer friend. Hello, soccer friend. Before we begin, I'd like to give a special shout out to our soccer friend Jamila, a bedtime baller whose love for the beautiful game inspired this wonderful journey tonight. Thank you, Jamila, for always commenting on Spotify. Remember, dear friends, you can visit our website and join the adventure by becoming a bedtime baller and supporting our show. Tonight, let's travel to a small town in Brazil, a place where dreams take shape beneath vibrant skies, where the grass is green and the crowds are loud. As the stars gently light the night sky and the busy world settles into quiet, let's journey not to the roar of today's crowded stadiums, but back in time to the peaceful hills of Tres Corações in Minas Gerais, where our story begins. Get comfy, soccer friend, for tonight we explore the humble beginnings of a determined young boy named Edson, whose passion, perseverance, and love for soccer would one day echo through the stadiums around the globe. Only the world would not know him as Edson, but rather by a different name. Origins: Pelé. In a small town named Tres Corações, nestled in the hills of Minas Gerais, a boy named Edson Arantes do Nascimento entered the world on October 23rd, 1940. He was named after the American inventor Thomas Edison. His parents decided to remove the I and call him Edson. Little did they know that their bundle of joy would one day become the greatest inventor of all. Edson's parents, Dona Dino and Dona Celeste, had dreams shaped by hardship and humble beginnings. Dondinho, once a talented footballer whose career was prematurely ended by a devastating knee injury, saw in his son a flicker of hope, a chance to rekindle dreams once lost. His mother, Doña Celeste, provided a warmth and strength, guiding him with unwavering love despite the family's modest means. As a young child, Edson, known affectionately as Dico to his family and friends, moved with hope and curiosity to the bustling city of Bauru in the Sao Paulo state. Here, amid humble surroundings and tough economic conditions, football became his cherished companion, an escape into a world where joy triumphed over hardship. The barefoot boy soon adapted, mastering dribbling skills on dusty roads, kicking makeshift balls crafted from grapefruit or socks tightly packed with newspaper and bound with twine. These street games became Edson's canvas. Each improvised touch and creative pass painting a vivid picture of his emerging genius. On abandoned lots and crowded alleyways, he competed in vibrant peladas, informal matches where passion and skill intertwined effortlessly, cultivating his innate flair for the beautiful game. His remarkable talent soon sparked whispers throughout the city, earning admiration from both peers and adults alike. His father's sorrow over Brazil's devastating loss to Uruguay in the 1950 World Cup deeply etched itself into young Dico's memory. That day, their modest home had been decorated with handmade streamers and small Brazilian flags, a feast prepared in anticipation of the triumph that seemed inevitable. Brazil beating Uruguay at the Maracanã Stadium. When news spread through crackling radios across Brazil and the world of their shocking defeat at the Maracanã, a somber hush fell over the neighborhood. Dico vividly remembered the sight of his usually strong father sitting quietly, tears streaming down his face, as if all the hopes and dreams of an entire nation had been dashed in an instant. Moved profoundly by the depth of his father's sadness, the boy approached him gently, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder and offering words filled with both innocence and determination. "Don't worry, father. I will win a World Cup for you." Edson's talent continued to flourish beyond the street games as he began playing for local amateur teams like 7 de Setembro and Ameriquinha. His passion soon led him indoors, where he thrived on the compact, energetic futsal courts of Radium. When he stepped onto the pitch for the first time with the Radium team, spectators watched in awe as the slender 14-year-old burst with extraordinary brilliance, netting an astounding 8 goals and igniting excitement throughout Bauru's amateur football league. The pace and precision required by futsal elevated his vision, decision-making, and technical finesse, challenging him to think quicker and adapt seamlessly. Though initially underestimated due to his youth, Edson rapidly proved his worth, consistently outperforming older opponents and dazzling audiences with his extraordinary agility and goal-scoring prowess. His brilliance caught the eye of Valdemar de Brito, coach of a Baru Atletico Club's junior team. Paquinho, who saw greatness in the young prodigy. Confident in Edson's potential, De Brito arranged for a trial with Santos FC, a club hungry for young talent. The boy arrived in Santos, shy, skinny, and determined, quickly catching the attention of legendary teammates like Zito, Pepe, and the talented Dorval. He impressed the coaching staff, including the respected coach Lula, With his dazzling skills and extraordinary confidence, on September 7th, 1956, Brazil's Independence Day, Edson, now known as Pelé, burst onto the professional scene, scoring his first goal in a commanding 7-1 victory against the Corinthians de Santo André, making the start of an illustrious career that would redefine football. Pelé's early days in professional football tested him deeply. He was small, still learning the game, playing against grown men. Even during a crucial youth championship final, the pressure weighed heavily on his shoulders as he approached the penalty spot. The noise of spectators a distant blur in his mind. He struck the ball cleanly, but watched with agony as it sailed just wide of the goalpost. Silence gripping the stadium in disbelief. Overwhelmed by disappointment, Pelé questioned himself and confided to his parents, revealing his doubts and fears that perhaps football wasn't his destined path. But even as uncertainty clouded his thoughts, destiny silently awaited its moment to reclaim him. On May 15th, 1957, beneath the glowing floodlights of Sao Paulo's renowned Morumbi Stadium, a hushed anticipation filled the air as Santos prepared to battle their fierce rivals, Palmeiras. Pelé announced his coming with his senior team. He stepped onto the lush, perfectly trained pitch, feeling his heart pound with excitement and nerves. From the opening whistle, the crowd sensed something extraordinary unfolding. Midway through the first half, Pelé swiftly received a pinpoint pass near the edge of the penalty area. With remarkable agility, he sidestepped a lunging defender, creating just enough space to unleash a curling off-center strike that sailed elegantly into the far corner, leaving the goalkeeper frozen and helpless. The stadium erupted into thunderous cheers, astonished by teenagers' audacity and precision. Shortly afterward, Pelé seized another opportunity, darting between defenders with mesmerizing pace, expertly guiding the ball into the net to seal a commanding 3-0 victory. The following matches continued to showcase his burgeoning genius. By the end of the season, he had astonished everyone by finishing as the top scorer of the Paulista Championship, netting a remarkable total of 36 goals in just 29 matches. A phenomenal accomplishment for a player barely 17 years old. His brilliance captured the imagination of the Paulista press, engraving his name indelibly into public consciousness as a rising superstar. At just 17, Pelé now faced his greatest test, the 1958 World Cup in Sweden. He and the Brazilian squad had traveled thousands of miles from the tropics in South America to the cool, unfamiliar climate of Scandinavia, carrying with them the dreams of a nation hungry for redemption after heartbreak in previous tournaments. For Pelé, it was more than a journey across continents. It was a leap into the unknown, an early knee injury had threatened to sideline him entirely. And even within the team, psychologists voiced concerns about whether the teenager possessed the emotional resilience for such a high-stakes stage. But Pelé remained quiet, determined, and watchful. His moment came in the quarter-final against Wales, a tense, grinding match where every pass was contested and every shot smothered. As the deadlock held and nerves frayed, a sliver of space opened. Pelé, with instinctive grace, controlled a lofted pass with his chest inside the box, spun sharply past a defender in one fluid motion, and struck a thunderous volley into the net. The stadium erupted. In that single, breathtaking moment, he shattered the Welsh resistance, lifted Brazil into the semifinals, and became the youngest goal scorer in World Cup history. A boy had crossed the world, had crossed an ocean, had crossed into an unknown land, and stepped into becoming a legend. In the semi-final against a powerful French side, Pelé astonished spectators with breathtaking hat-trick. His first goal was a skillful tap-in after expertly timing his run. The second was a daft flick from a tight angle, and the third was an explosive shot following a graceful dance around the French defense. With each goal, his confidence grew, his youthful exuberance lighting up the pitch and electrifying fans, not just in Brazil, not just in the Swedish stadiums, but around the world. Then came the final against Sweden, the host nation, on June 29, 1958, in Stockholm. Despite falling behind early, Brazil quickly regained control. Pelé rose to the occasion spectacularly, scoring twice with masterful precision. His first goal was a masterpiece. Receiving a high pass, he flicked the ball deftly over a bewildered defender's head, turned quickly and volleyed it seamlessly into the net. His second goal came from a powerful header, leaping high above defenders to emphatically secure Brazil's victory, sealing a historic 5-2 triumph. The legend was now not just constrained to the fans of Santos, but it belonged to the world. Pelé's journey from the dusty streets of Baru to the floodlit stadiums of Sweden reminds us that greatness often begins in humble places. He was a barefoot boy with a dream, weaving magic with a ball made from rags, and a promise whispered to a grieving father after a nation's heartbreak. Through perseverance, dazzling skills, and an unshakable belief in himself, he transformed not only his life, but the very history of the sport he loved. He showed the world that age is just a number, and that passion, when combined with hard work, can move mountains and unite nations. His story is a shining example that no matter where you come from, the game has a place for your light to shine. So close your eyes and hold that dream tight. Whether you're playing under the sun or imagining goals under the stars, sleep well and dream big, soccer friends.
Thank you for joining us on this enchanting journey through the world of Soccer Bedtime Stories. As we reach the end of this episode, I want to express my gratitude for your presence and support. Your engagement means the world to us, and we invite you to become an integral part of our vibrant community. Make sure to subscribe and follow. This will not only keep the magic alive, but also help shape the stories we bring to you. We're eager to hear your feedback, suggestions, and the topics that ignite your passion. Feel free to reach out to us at soccerbedtimestories@gmail.com. Together we'll create a community that celebrates the magic of the beautiful game. Now, sleep well and dream big, soccer friends.